Thank you. More round of applause, please. Thank you. We may take our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Before we start, I just want to do a small housekeeping business. And just to remind every one of us that this is a live and a recorded session. So you be aware about that. And okay, there you go. Yes, so to let everyone to know that this is a recorded session and it is a live session. And before we continue, I'd request all of us that we may stand so that we can sing our national anthem, followed by the East African anthem.
Twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you. We may be seated. I will request Lauren Bauni to pray also.
Let's pray. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who sin against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Father, we come before you this morning. We thank you, Father, for the journey mercies that you have brought us here, O Lord. Lord, stay with us, bless us, and let us, Father, know each other as we continue to empower women of Kenya. Lord, hear us. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen.
Thank you very much. Our chief guest, Moses Ivuto, Secretary Administrator of the State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action. Dr. Jane Langat, Chairperson, Women Enterprise Fund. Rachel Musyoki, Chief Executive Officer, Women Enterprise Fund. We have Caroline Juki, Chief Technical Advisor, ILO Prospects Kenya. Director, Yvonne Tongei. Our ILO graduates, all invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Good morning. On behalf of the Women Enterprise Fund, I warmly welcome each and every one of you to the launch of the Women Enterprise Fund and International Labour Organization Partnership and graduation ceremony for the Start and Improve Your Business certified candidates. Karibuni sana. My name is Festus Langat. I am a strategic communications consultant, and it is my absolute pleasure to serve you this morning as your MC. And with me are Judith Mitamba, and we have John Opio as our sign language interpreters. So feel comfortable and feel free. Karibuni sana. Today is a celebration. Not only are we witnessing milestone in strengthening women economic empowerment through the WEF and ILO collaboration, but we are also here to honor 57 graduates drawn from all the 290 constituencies across the country. This partnership is rooted in shared goals: expanding access to subsidized credit for all the women entrepreneurs, building their capacities and those of the organizations, supporting the growth of infrastructure such as business incubators and markets, facilitating the market access and linkages with larger enterprises, accelerating digital inclusion so that women are equipped for the future economy. Ladies and gentlemen, since its inception, that is 18 years ago, the Women Enterprise Fund has empowered over 2.1 million women. It has disbursed over 27 billion Kenya shillings in credit. And what's wonderful and powerful is that with this, you need no much of work to do, no proposal you need to write. Just form a group. You are aged 18 years and above, and your dreams can start to be realized. We have beneficiaries that we've witnessed in the past years. Some are aged 70 to 80 years. And what does that tell us? It tells us that it's never too late even to start a business when there is that support from the government. Last year, the Women Enterprise Fund and the ILO signed a memorandum of understanding to deepen this impact. And this MOU is part of the broader ILO effort to promote inclusion in Kenya's digital economy that is making today's event not just a celebration, but a strategic step to move forward. Our graduates today are not only certified, they are future trainers, they are future mentors, and community changers. They are the ones to make the change in the community. They will go out and train others. They will be bringing to life the WEF's mandate in every county, in every constituency, every ward, and every village. And as the program is going to unfold, we'll be hearing inspiring remarks. We shall be hearing of success stories from beneficiaries. And we shall finally be witnessing the official launch and presentation of certificates. And of course, we will not miss to celebrate. We have a cake. So we shall be cutting a cake. And I know many of us are there to network. So you have a room to do some networking. So, ladies and gentlemen, I request all of us today, this morning, that let us give this day the energy, the recognition, and the spirit that it deserves. It is a graduation for these graduates. So, ladies and gentlemen, It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker for the day. And I would request that as we proceed, I know we are a bit late, we be mindful of time. So I'm going to introduce our first speaker of the day. He is the credit manager at the Women Enterprise Fund. He has worked for over 8 years and has managed the WEF's national credit portfolio. He works to emphasize and to enhance access to affordable financing for women entrepreneurs across the country. Please join me as I welcome Mr. Wef-Ilo.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, MC. Riding on the protocols established earlier, my name is Wef-Ilo. I'm the one in charge of credit in Women Enterprise Fund. Mine is just some brief remarks. One is about the experience which we underwent for the training. I'm one of the graduates and I'm happy to be here today. Two, I'll also be the consumer or beneficiary of this training because the officers who have been trained and the capacity have been able to improve will benefit the department directly by ensuring the women are able to start business which are viable, and also two, they are able to repay our loans. So the experience was awesome, and this was more due to our master trainer, Mr. Polycarp is here with us. We can't forget to thank you. It was a quite intensive training for 11 days, and the moment we got to Naivasha, we couldn't believe the materials we had, we couldn't cover them within that period. But through his master skills, we were able to break the training materials to levels we couldn't be able to cover and also understand it very well. From the training, we came back to our areas of work. We were required to do what we call practical, where you were supposed to go and training groups, and we were able to agree on how to go about it. For myself, being at headquarters, I had to look at one of the officers at Dangoret South, and I also joined Mr. Elliot Muridhi, who is an intern. We were to train with him. So we went to Riruta and we met a group, which was a mix-up of guys who were professionals and also women who were doing just the small businesses. Our worry was we were doing business planning for this group, and the level of academics was a concern to us. But what surprised us from the training we had done, the practicals we were able to do with them, they were able to appreciate and even understand and participate in the activities which we are supposed to be doing. And by the time we were leaving the group, they were better in terms of understanding why they need to plan and why they need also to involve business planning in everything they do. So for me, I think it's a very key training, and it was able to empower my skills, not only myself, but also the officers whom we are graduating today. And I know we are going to get testimony from the women we have here. Once you go through this training, not only are you able to start a viable business, but you are able to sustain your business because of the skills you gain. And from that sustaining and expanding your business, as a fund, you are able to benefit through better repayment and even through growing the livelihoods and making them better for these women. So for me, I want to thank you, ILO team, for allowing the WEF to have this opportunity. The MOU we have with you, I think, is very key in going forward. And I even request, if the resources will allow, kindly train the remaining officers. Because from the experience I got, when we did the training, the officer whom was accompanying us, because we went to our area, she was really quite impressed. And she asked me, how can I get also trained to be able to deliver the content like you? And I think all of them, who are around 267, are really eager to get the training. So out of 267, we have been able to train 56 who are graduating today. But I think the rest can be able to benefit and also benefit the women of this country. Lastly, allow me to thank the Women Enterprise Fund, board and management, for seeing it fit to be able to get an MOU with the ILO. It's a milestone which I think has been overdue and is going to help us as we move forward. Lastly, please, I want to share with you our appreciations as graduates, because it was not easy, but we thank God we are here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Wef-Ilo. Thank you for even emphasizing on the MOU partnership that exists currently. And I must emphasize and say that we have quite a number of our graduates following this session online. Most of them are logged into the session. The next in the list, we have Mr. Humphrey Ngaine. He is a credit assistant at the Women Enterprise Fund, and Mr. Ngaine worked with WEF as credit operations, supporting loan processing, client services across the country. He plays a key role in field level credit administration, ensuring that there is efficient service for women borrowers. Give it up for Mr. Humphrey.
Good morning. Allow me to land on the already laid protocol because of time. My name is Humphrey Murioki Ngaine. I am the credit assistant in charge of Limuru constituency, but today I'm standing here as a graduate and also representing the 57 graduates who went through the SIYB ILO training. Out of the 57, 56 went up to the certification level. It's only one who has not been certified so far, but out of the 57, it's only the one who has so far have not been certified. Allow me first to thank the ILO and the Women Enterprise Fund management, led by our CEO and the board chair. We are grateful as graduates. Let me tell you, we are marketable. That certificate that we got, just recently there is this program from the government known as Nyota. And when they were sending the advertisement, they were saying SIYB certified individuals have an added advantage. So the first speaker, who is our MC, saying that this training the training will help us in the future. Not in the future, but it's already happening. So as the graduates, we are very happy for having gotten this opportunity. And I would like to urge the management together with the board chair. You see the board chair, kazi yako ni kutafutia watoto, kazi ya mama ni kutafutia watoto. So we have other officers who have not been trained from the secretariat and also from the field. So if there's something that you can do, even if it's not through ILO, through other means, we know that you are connected. Just get connected and let us be part of your connection by getting funding so that the remaining officers can be trained. My boss has talked about, today is not my boss, he is my fellow graduates. We graduated the same day. So my fellow graduate has talked about the experience. I remember very well when we were there at Naivasha, how it was. In fact, there's no single day that we went from the training room earlier than 9 p.m. We were there by 8 a.m. and we were leaving past. There is a day that we left at 11. Our trainer, he is the best. We thank you, Polycarp. There is a day that we went up to 11. We never recognized that this is a weekend, this is a public holiday, this is a Sunday. Madam Chair, they did not give us time to go to church, but I got the opportunity to preach. I preached during the 2 Sundays that we were there, and we had our next day officer known as Judith, who preached during on Saturday. We had Muslim prayers because we could not get out of the room because of the intense of the training. So our trainer, Polycarp, you are the best. Whenever we are out there and we are saying that we are trained by Polycarp, we are getting a lot of credit because of your name. So Polycarp and the person who was helping you in training, Kevin, so we are grateful as the graduate. and we are looking for more refresher courses, more refresher trainings on the same. Training being one of our PC targets, we feel that the management did the right thing for us, because now we have the training as one of our targets, and through the ILO SIYB certification, we are now doing it the right way. The only thing that maybe I can say it's negative on me is that now when we attend other trainings, we are seeing a lot of mistakes. Because we are seeing people, they are not doing the right way. They are not doing the way it is supposed to be. So whenever we are attending other trainings out there, we are seeing a lot of mistakes from the trainers, because we feel that they should do it the Polycarp way. I remember just recently we were at KSG for the training, and one of the officers there, the officer for the Raka constituency, did a mistake in the flip chart. And when she was doing the presentation, she said that I know that I've done the mistake. If it was Polycarp, he could not allow me. He could not allow the presentation to go on, because there is a cancellation in the flip chart. So the negative thing that it is happening now is that we are noticing a lot of mistakes. We are seeing other people they are not doing the training the right way because of the intense training that we got. So on behalf of the team, on behalf of the 57 graduates, on behalf of the 57 officers, from some from the secretariat and some from the field who are trained, I just want to say thank you. We were expecting to have gowns, but I know maybe our CEO is still working on that, because today is a memorable day. We are backing directly to the women that we are training there in the field. We have some women here who are coming from the field, and I know they will share the experience. Maybe they have seen a change through the training that we have gotten from SIYB. We are doing things the right way. So I want to thank you for having us being trained. My appeal is for our mom, the board chair, and our mom, the CEO, to see things happening and have all the staff getting this training, because they are expectant. When we went there and people are talking about the Polycarp training, everyone was in the room wanting to know, how does this Polycarp train? So that is my only appeal, but we are very grateful, and may God bless you, may God bless Women Enterprise Fund, may God bless the government of Kenya, so that things can continue to happen in the right way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Humphrey, for that very passionate comment, very passionate speech. And for sure, it's good when the future becomes now. You know, I was thinking that the future the benefits for training is going to be in the long future, but it's already here. And already we can hear that someone is doing something very good. So we are about to hear from one of the beneficiaries. And she is representing Upendo Sisters group, self-help group. She is involved in savings, welfare, and table banking. She has been actively engaged in poultry farming for 3 years, building her business with dedication and passion. Please join me in welcoming Miss Margaret Onsanya. Karibu sana. Round of applause, please.
It's the chief guests, together with all the invited guests, I greet you all. My name is Margaret Onsanya. I stand here on behalf of Opendo Sisters Self-Help Group. I am the chairlady of the group. But before I proceed, I would like to recognize some of the beneficiaries who have benefited from the WEF. Could you please stand up? And introduce yourselves. Introduce yourselves.
Everyone. My name is Rose Ingili Telasia. I'm one of the beneficiaries from Wef-Ilo Sisters.
Good morning. I'm Helen Seka, also a beneficiary from Wef-Ilo Sisters. Good morning. I'm Susan Glorious Legacy, a beneficiary by Grace.
Good morning. My name is Mary from Wef-Ilo Visions. I've been trained by our dear brother here, Florence. My name is Mary from Wef-Ilo Visions. I've been trained by Florence, and we are grateful.
Morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth from Limuru, Oromo, Rore. Tumetrainiwa na Humphrey na tumeshukuru sana, tumeenda mbele.
I'm Shalini Wambui from Limuru, trained by Kurioki. The group is Roroma.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna Mure from Limuru, Pillars of Change, and we have been trained by Mr.
Coffee. We still have more.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lucy. I'm from Wesamo. I have a group called Golden Ladies. We have been trained by Lisa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Milka Muloni Wanjohi from Wesambo, New Start Ladies Group, trained by Elizabeth Nyanja.
Asante sana. Now proceed.
Thank you very much. Our group, that is Opendo Sisters, was registered on 5th August 2013. That's around over 10 years now. We are a group of 10 members. In our group, we do savings, welfare, and table banking. At first, we did only table banking until when we were visited by the WEF officer, Mr. Kevin, whereby he trained us on how to do businesses, savings, record keeping, and how to manage our group. We have received loans from WEF, and the most recent one was this month of November. Right now, in our group, after receiving the loans, we do individual businesses. Like in my case, I do poultry farming. And in our next cycle, we plan to acquire a property which will be managed by the whole group. On behalf of our women's group, I want to express our deepest gratitude to WEF for your continued support. Your commitment has only provided us with resources, but your commitment has not only provided us with resources, but has uplifted our confidence and opened new opportunities for each woman in our group. Because of your belief in us, we have grown. You have helped us start new projects, build sustainable livelihoods, and create a strong support network where every woman feels valued and empowered. Your partnership reminds us that when women are supported, families and the entire community thrive. Thank you for standing with us. We are grateful and we look forward to continuing this journey of empowerment together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You've heard of successes that have come along. The next speaker is someone who already has been mentioned. And if I'm going to talk about him, I don't want to, underscore some of the flowers that have already been put there to his name. He is the man who supports enterprise development programs, and that builds business skills among the youth, women. And with his strong expertise, he mentors entrepreneurs to create sustainable and scalable business. Is the man, he's already been mentioned. It's called Polycarp Ngoje. Karibu sana. Let's give a round of applause for him.
Thank you. Morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you. I think I was meant to do a presentation, so I don't know how I can load it up so that we're going to run through the overview of the program that the graduates went through. Process them. I've sent it out to Fuller. Maybe you can pick it up. It's on the laptop, but I've sent it out to the email from Fuller. If need be, then you can put it. You can set it up. So my name is Polycarp Ngoje. I was the master trainer who've been trying the team of graduates who've gone through the intensive program that we talked about. And one thing you've learned about, I think Muriuki mentioned that when Nyota, the government program, was being advertised, there was a line saying if you are an SIYB certified trainer, it's an added advantage. It's a program that has been there for many years. ILO have supported it. It's one of the programs globally that is recognized. If you go to MasterCard Foundation, one trainer, there is something they call about SIYB. There must be something good about it. And even the trainers who went through the program, it's a transformation journey that they go through, based on the way the program is designed and the process that probably people go through. Maybe put it in presentation mode. Where is the laptop? Okay, put it in presentation mode. Yeah, okay, thank you. So the program itself, that is the logo SIYB, but you can also see the logo of Wef-Ilo. So it's a program that ILO has sustained over the years. And that's the name. So when you do this training, if you are called a master trainer, you are licensed to run the program. And that's why you could see Polycarp Ngoje SIYB master trainer, license is a Kenyan, first of Kenya, number 6 master trainer, 208. When I became a master trainer, 2008, that time. So over time, we've developed more master trainers over the years, and we also keep on developing because of the demand in the program. In terms of the program itself, it's a global entrepreneurship program. It was developed by ILO. And of course, it supports aspiring the existing entrepreneur to start, manage, and grow profitable enterprises. And that's part of the reason you're mentioning beneficiaries will be here. And of course, if you look at it, the program runs in over 100 countries today across the globe. And the main target for it is micro enterprises, because that's where you create the engine for job opportunities of growth that they run. So since the inception of the program itself, ILO has been very keen with the objective of this program. One is to develop entrepreneurship mindset and business skills, and also increase viability and competitiveness in terms of the enterprise that we create. and promote decent work and job creation and sustainable income growth. When I talk about decent work, it's an opportunity for people to get a livelihood out of what they do. And I think I'm happy that one of the beneficiaries have done poultry and benefited all the programs, the great decent work opportunities as well. And of course, when it comes to business development service providers, like the trainers we've done, the people we train in Wef, it's a group of trainers which are going to be resourceful in the country, not only for women enterprise fund, but even out there. And some of them mentioned the job that they do. And of course, we are building the ecosystem of growth, and that's why even Nyota program is still relying back to the ILO program in terms of the training that they need in the country. So in terms of the structure itself, you could see the color coding from generate your business idea to start a business, improve and expand. So in that growth, the continuum, how they decide for that. If you look at those, the logo of the program, the green, the orange and the blue, you start the continuum the top about. You start at a certain stage so that you can enable potential entrepreneurs to come with viable business plan. And when they come with a business idea, you convert it to a business plan. And that business plan, you start an enterprise. We start the enterprise, we need to support them to actually improve those enterprises. If you improve and grow, you expand. And that is the essence of start and improve your business, but in terms of design and structure. But of course, things are improving. So what ILO has done, there are also cross-cutting packages that have come. One of them is the digital programs that we talk about today. Everybody is talking about digitalization and artificial intelligence. So the program itself also have what we call the digitalize your business SIYB that helps entrepreneurs adopt digital tools and build online presence. And also transition to e-commerce, implement mobile money solution and use of social media for sales. So the graduates who are here had a benefit to go through the DYB as well. So they're able to basically train even the women enterprises they have so that they can go online as well. I also want to thank ILO and Prospect specifically to have developed something called Embrace Digital in Kenya. One of the best tools we have trained, and I'll tell you, it's a way to basically support the gig economy. And that was the thing, the work that was done by Prospect Kenya in terms of looking at Kenya-specific digital capacity building program, looking at how you can enable SMEs to apply what are for business, mobile advertising and all that. Very good case studies that enable them. And I think the Colonials will tell you, today they can comfortably train on digital skills. And one of the best that we have. And I think they're privileged, we're among the very first people who have gone through that program and be able to cascade it down. So the packages that I mentioned to you, that ILO implementation model run from a master trainer developer who train master trainers like me. Then you come to the master trainers, then you have the trainers, and then enterprises down there. So there is a very deliberate effort, quality control of the program. So the master trainer, you are licensed, but the process you train people. Part of the reason why the graduates will tell you that I was very strict when you're going through the training until sometimes 11 o'clock, because if the product is wrong, the traceability is back to where it did start. That's why people ask us, who trained you? Who was your master trainer? Then you say Polycarp. So I will not wish to have a bad product out there, because it reflects on you. And the ILO will start asking questions. We are licensed every 3 years. So if you produce a bad product, the traceability is back to the master trainer because you're licensed. And that's part of the reason why, even if I had an opportunity to train until 5 and people clap for you to go. Programs now, they used to go until midnight so that to make sure that they get it right. That was the essence of why. And most of them could not know the time was running because it's very, very involving and intensive as well. I won't talk much about, I think that's what I mentioned about, is one of the programs that have very robust monetary evaluation system. ILO has the numbers in terms of who is trained where, what are the numbers, and figures they pick that. And that, they spend a lot of money on that every year to make sure that they pick all the data across the program. Those are the materials that we used. But I want to say about the uniqueness of this program. One is about simplicity. Like most of you have mentioned, when you've gone through SIYB training, you don't need a PowerPoint. You don't need power to train. You can have a marker pen and a flip chart. You'll be effectively trained until people come to understand what it is. So one is about simplicity. Number two is about very flexible. and adaptability. In other words, when you're training a particular program, whether they're farmers, whether they're whatever, I think the program is in a way that it can be easy, and it's been translated in several languages. Today, they're talking about what languages, there's about 60 now to speak. Vast in terms of global nature, it's very structured in terms of how it is designed and also guarantee what is called quality control. When you hear MasterCard is saying, when you bring trainers, you should SIYB. SIYB Foundation, SIYB, Kenyan government, SIYB. Quality control and the people who come through the program. But also brand value. People who've gone through the training and you have the logo, Wef-Ilo, and you have SIYB. You have the certificate that guarantees you that any place you go, they see value in it. And that's the brand equity we talk about as well. The program has run across, I think, what it mentioned, globally, in terms of where it is most of it in Europe and Africa as well, but looking area where it could create a lot of opportunities as well. But I want to pick those numbers in terms of, by this address study that was produced in 2020, the next one is coming out this year, every 5 years. So we done about 23.7 million entrepreneurs trained by 2020, 5.4 million new enterprises started, about 10.4 jobs created, implemented in over 100 countries, and network across master trainers have increased in number. It's not only 417, but I think the numbers have increased over time. Like Kenya, I think we're blessed, but I think we have about 30 master trainers today. So essentially, it's a program that part of the reason why you see it growing, there must be some value in it. And when there is value and graduate out of it, people see in terms of what you can deliver as well. And I'll tell you that somebody who has a diploma in business administration, you cannot compare this because it's very practical in nature and decided that. So it creates an opportunity for you to keep on getting opportunities and job opportunities over time, over and above your employment where somebody is in. That's the beauty of it. What did they go through for the 2 weeks? You can see the cycle that we have. There is a TOT cycle. This is training with trainer cycle, where selection was done by the Women Enterprise Fund. They were called and they went to Naivasha for a training with trainer workshop. After that, we do the 10 days, and we had an opportunity for them to go out there and train the entrepreneurs. And when they're training the entrepreneurs, under strict supervision as well. And when they execute the training entrepreneurs, you're observed. And if you meet the qualification criteria, then you have an opportunity to get the certification on the other side at that level. So that is the process that all of them went through. And what we did, as I mentioned, the TOT is 10 days. Then you develop an action plan and a mentorship program in terms of where they go out there to train. Once they've done the training entrepreneurs, under supervision, of course, I had to do performance review of each and every one of them. Proper documentation, how to write reports, all those qualities we check in terms of what they need to do. And of course, they develop some case studies under the observation. And then after that, a decision is made whether you succeed or you get certified or not. And when we do that, key components of what you're looking at other certification is adult learning and facilitation skills. When you go out to train, the question is, how do you pass the knowledge to up to somebody else? It's not how well you know it. How do you pass it? And when you give them the first test called Wombula exercise, most of them got zeros. Why? Because what you know, how do you pass it to the next person? That's very critical when you train. We put a lot of emphasis in adult learning and facilitation skill. When you stand before people, the reason why I'm telling you the correct, when you walk in here, the next about 3-5 minutes, I will have known whether you're SIYB trained or not. When you stand before people. We have a lot of emphasis on that. So that you're a good facilitator, you're very good in your speaking skills and how you engage people in training. Then of course, you must have this as standard program. How do you deliver generate your business idea, start your business pool, so that when you get a trainer from Ghana, or from South Sudan, you are at the same level. That is the standardization they talk about. So ILO standardizes it across. Wherever you're trained, you'll be able to basically deliver it the same way. Then of course, micro-training sessions, feedback, that when you hear Uncle is saying now Kimolo is not his boss, and is now graduating the same level. When you stand there, what I liked about Women Enterprise Fund, everybody ended up in the same level with it. You're given feedback with an intern, you are the boss, you get feedback the same way you shape to be better trainers. That was the beauty about how this program humbles people to lead each other, co-training. There are also issues about gender responsiveness through the program and digital integration as well, so that you don't end up being analog. Everybody is being digital, so you put a lot of emphasis on that as well. The purpose of training entrepreneurs will just make sure that they demonstrate their capability to train. TOT workshop is not enough. You demonstrate that capability and application of that. So when we were doing the evaluation, I was looking at facilitation competence, technical proficiency in terms of how they deliver the training, digital integration. What is the evidence that you help people to digitalize? Then of course, gender responsiveness and quality of the documentation. How do you write a report? We assume, but many times that is what reflects on you. Of course, the pass mark is usually 70%. If you get below that, you cannot graduate, you cannot pass the program. I'm happy that the level of discipline with the WEF team average was about 82.4% based on the level of the it's one of the most disciplined organizations in training, and there was no supervision. You tell the time and they're really dedicated to the program. That one I must, the CEO must commend the team, the level of discipline they had when the program was running. No complaints there. So when you did the training, there were 57. Out of the 57, only one person did not manage to finish, which will go through a competency reinforcement that went, but 56 of them successfully went through the training. Of course, 31 were ladies, and I think 25 are male. They were able to train 437 entrepreneurs through the program. And of course, certification scores I've talked about. 37 excellent, 18 got certified on that level. The package is great on that. So it was one of the things we are happy about is that we built a competent national trainer workforce like what ILO is doing. And the beauty about WEF is that they have the community to support other programs as well, so that we will part to the program of that. So it is one workforce that is going to be a resource not only for WEF, but to Kenya in general. And of course, we look about digitalization and transformational tools that got in, and look at gender responsive and inclusive training, and some of them already testified on the fact that they are able even to see the value of that training and how impactful they are with the training. So I must thank WEF, I must thank Caroline, the Prospects team, and we consider the request they have that if you have resources, please allow them. Most of them keep on asking me, what are the possibilities? When is the next workshop coming? You don't do that. So we told them that you talk to the partnership that is here, you can consider that. I think that will be a very helpful opportunity for them to be the resource that is the community what they have. So that's, I think, the summary of what they went through, and I think I was very impressed as well with the level of dedication, and most of them, I'm sure, that they're going to be resourceful even for the Nyota program as well, to create out there the program that is there. So thank you. I think that's my end of my presentation on that, on the overview of the program.
Thank you very much for your in-depth presentation. At least now everyone knows how these graduates have been trained and what is expected of them after going through all that rigorous exercise. Our next speaker is the Senior Monitoring and Evaluation Officer at the Women Enterprise Fund. He is leading in implementing WEF's capacity building across the country, and has been very instrumental in rolling out entrepreneurship and financial literacy training for women beneficiaries. Please welcome Mr. Collins Wafula. Round of applause, please.
So, all protocols observed, representation from the Office of the PS, Director Moses Kivuto, the ILO Chief Technical Advisor, Madam Caroline, WEF Chairperson Dr. Jen, WEF Board Representation, Director Yvonne, our WEF CEO, Madam Rachel, all invited guests, good morning. It is a happy day to me today to stand in front of you to witness this auspicious event, which is both the launch of the partnership between WEF and ILO, but also a graduation for the 57 officers who have gone through the SIYB training program. I must say that in absentia, I would love to recognize Mr. Karilas Okoth, who had committed to be here today with us, but I'm sure maybe because of other work commitments he's not able to join us. And why I would want to recognize him is because the conversations between this partnership between ILO and Women Enterprise Fund kick-started when he was in charge of research, strategy and quality assurance at WEF, and also the manager in charge of beneficiary capacity building initiatives at the Women Enterprise Fund. So after, I think it would be important to just give him a clap in absentia. After he left, then we have been pushing on this work, and I'm very happy because when we had the SIYB Cohort 1 training, he was part of us. He is part of the graduates, and then after that, then we were able to continue with the work. Also, allow me to recognize ILO for the immense support that you have given up to Women Enterprise Fund. All through this process, we've been working very closely. I would want to really appreciate Madam Lillian, who has been very instrumental in ensuring that things run smoothly, gives advice, and we're able to consult here and there to ensure that all that we are planning to achieve, we are able to actually achieve. So, Madam Lillian, feel appreciated for the support that you have always given unto us. I would also love to appreciate Mr. Polycarp. I must say that I have met many trainers in my lifetime, and I'm not very young. And so far, Polycarp stands as the best. And this has been evidenced by every speaker who has come before me, including the credit manager, Mr. Humphrey, all who have been part of the training intervention that we are talking about here, the SIYB and the DYB training that we have gotten very good expertise from Mr. Polycarp. Feel appreciated. It is also a pleasure to also recognize a good number of the 57 that we are talking about who are joining online. We are live streaming. Majority of them who are from the different counties were not able to join us physically, but we have this graduation as a symbolic event to ensure that even them who are not able to attend today are represented and they are able to follow through the proceedings. So the graduates who are joining online, please feel appreciated for the effort that you did and for making Women Enterprise Fund proud. Now, I would like to just pick up from where Polycarp left. I know he mentioned about the numbers that we were able to reach with the training of entrepreneurs. For me, I would just want to say that we hit the ground running immediately after the training of the graduates or our officers. They were able to go on the ground immediately and start implementing the trainings. And today we have seen successes through the representation of the women who are seated here today with us, and they are beneficiaries of this program, and I'm sure that the skills they gained will be able to go a long way in building sustainable businesses. So far, allow me to present the numbers. I don't have a PowerPoint, but I'll just talk about it. One, we have a total of 123 groups so far trained. After the TOE, or the training of entrepreneurs, was done, a total of 123 groups have so far been trained. We have a total number of women trained standing at 1,538. So if you add that to the 437 women who were trained during the training of entrepreneurs, we are almost at 2,000 women so far trained on SIYB, different modules depending on the demand and their area of need. Then so far we have a total of 95 groups who have expressed interest in applying for our WEF loan. As you all know, training by itself is not the end. We are empowering the women so that they may be able to manage and run successful businesses. But the other way that we can empower them to grow and to scale is by giving them affordable credit, and that is the reason why Women Enterprise Fund was established in the first place. So we have a total of 95 of those groups who have expressed interest to be funded by Women Enterprise Fund. Some of those groups, out of those groups, we have 66 of them who have already applied for the WEF loan. 66 out of the 95 have already applied for the WEF loan. The remaining number between 66 and 95, those are the women who are being supported through the registration with social services, and just to make sure that they have the right documentation so that when they are onboarded, they're able to go through the process and receive the funding from Women Enterprise Fund. So I'd want to appreciate our officers for being proactive, supporting these women to apply for loans, but also the ones who are not yet there, they are being walked through step by step to ensure that they are registered and they are in the right space to be able to benefit from the Women Enterprise Fund. Out of those groups that I've talked about, we have a total of 9 groups, including, I don't know, she mentioned, is it Imani? Upendo Sisters Group. 9 of those groups have already benefited from the WEF loan, which was disbursed recently. Upendo Sisters is one of them, but we have other groups, 8 groups who have benefited at different levels. Some of them are just coming in the first cycle, but some of them have already benefited previously. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is an indication that we are not only supporting these women with capacity building, but we also are transforming livelihoods. Also, I would want to appreciate the officers and also urge them to continue working with the groups, because this is not only about the training and you leave the groups, but also working with them, coaching, mentoring, and ensuring that the gains that we have made are not lost along the way. So without further ado, allow me to end it there. I just want to appreciate all of you who made it today to this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that in-depth explanation, colleagues. So at this moment, I'm going to bring in Lilian Dinda, who is the National Program Coordinator at the ILO, to give a few remarks, and she will go ahead to welcome Chief Technical Advisor, ILO Prospects. You're welcome.
Thank you, MC, and the colleagues who spoke earlier, our guest of honor, and the different leaders represented in this meeting, both from the State Department of Gender, the Women Enterprise Fund, and also colleagues from the ILO. Good morning. Breakfast wasn't good enough. Good morning again. Good morning. I have been enjoying listening to the colleagues who have been speaking and sharing their experience from our partnership with the Women Enterprise Fund. Because at the beginning of this conversation, we were saying, people have been trained. So there was not much anticipation that there would be anything new. But having gone through the start and improve your business training myself, I knew that story will change at the end, because the training is rigorous, and many times people anticipate it will be a lecture kind of training, but they go through it and they are changed. And I'm very happy this morning when I hear the testimonies. I'm very happy when I see the confidence of the officers post the training. And I'm looking forward to hearing more stories from the field, because ultimately that's where we want impact to be felt. And as the activity lead from the ILO, I must say that WEF has given me an easy time. I did not have a lot of dropouts. Some people go for the training and midway they begin to call us to ask whether they can drop off. We did not get any calls from the Women Enterprise Fund officers asking that they can change, it's too hard, it's pushing. You know, if you're used to being a manager and then somebody suddenly is challenging how you do things, you can either take it in or you can begin to defend how you do things. I must congratulate you guys for having accepted to be corrected and to be pushed to become better. For us at the ILO, the reason we do this kind of work, the reason we have this kind of partnerships is because we cannot be everywhere. But WEF being a national event, or rather being a national organization, you are in the 290, is it 7 constituencies? And so you have a better footprint across the country than ourselves. And so our model is that we empower you, we build your capacity, and then you go to the different locations across the country. And so to the WEF leadership, thank you also for supporting the technical officers. I see it all the time because they do not struggle to get, I don't know, training materials, permission to attend to something. They are always well facilitated, and we do not take that for granted as the ILO. I have been invited to also invite my team leader, but I wanted to share a couple of nuggets from our Women Entrepreneurship Development Program, so that even as we continue to work and partner with WEF, we may look beyond the tools. The tools are great, and they are equipping the officers to be able to deliver the services better. And we are hoping that you will also begin to influence other government funds to be effective in how they provide the credit facilities, because credit is one component, but having the entrepreneurs capacity built to a level that they can manage and improve their businesses is even better, because then you're guaranteed of businesses sustainability and that they will grow, and ultimately you are contributing to the goal that the president has rallied all of us behind, to create jobs for our youth and our communities. And so for us, the legal framework for women inclusion is very important. And in Kenya, we do not lack the legal framework. I think we are doing pretty well in that aspect under the State Department of Gender Leadership. The recent national policy on the care economy, we attend the technical space for that. It's very important because we are getting to talk about addressing the causes, some of the issues that are hindering women from participating actively in the economic space. And so that's a key component to women economic inclusion, which we are working towards. The policy space quite well developed. We could probably do much better with implementation and scaling up. And the ILO is always available to provide technical assistance towards such. And then having gender sensitive financial services and products. Women Enterprise Fund is such a product that the government has
developed and linked to other also financial products as the women grow. Gender sensitive business development services is why we are here, and it's why we are also partnering on the business skills training tools. And the next one is about access to markets and technology. Polycarp has hinted, and we all know now the marketplace has come to our hands. Our phones are now a whole business empire, and so ensuring that women businesses are accessing markets for their products, but they're also utilizing technology for it. And of course, then the women agents building capacity of the groups to have a voice, to have skills, to have their self-agency, to represent themselves in spaces of decision making is also key. Next slide. I'm going to share briefly about some of the work that we are doing in Kenya. And this partnership has come through funding that's coming from the government of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, who are funding us for social economic inclusion of refugees and host communities. Now, when we began the partnership conversation with Wef, we were saying, our products are for Kenyans. And it's true that the government programs are designed with a lens to serve the nationals and to serve the citizens. But in our midst, there are also other populations that are living with us. And so we introduced to WEF the idea and the facts around refugee hosting, because in Turkana and Garissa counties, refugees have been there over 30 years. And so we don't know, some of them are born there, so they do not know Southern Sudan and Somalia. And so the idea of beginning to explore how we could include such groups who work in our midst, who live in our midst, but they also are part of the local group's ecosystem. So that, and we agreed that we will explore how to have some of the host community and refugee groups included in the WEF programs, because they are in chamas together. They are doing business together, and they already have a structure how they work. And so this is one of the things that we are looking forward to exploring, and having a couple of the groups working that whose membership includes refugees being part of the Women Enterprise Fund. Our gender inclusion programs cut across also our skills development work, where we are supporting skills development with Tibet institutions, with different sectors who are in production of different products, but ensuring that women are at the center of the programs that we do, or whether it's through the RPL, the recognition for prior learning, which has been a big program in this country, whether it's through Tibet, ensuring that women are not left behind and they access skills for productivity. Then our business development tools, Polycarp has extensively shared about the SIYB, Start and Improve Your Business. We have other tools like the Gender and Entrepreneurship Together, which is very good for the less literate population, probably in the rural areas. And we are going to roll it out also together with WEF in the coming months. We also have the financial education module, which is happening next week, actually. And so, again, giving officers from the fund options of tools that they can deploy to support the target women groups and to ensure that they meet their business needs. We also have work streams around transitioning from informality to formalization, because many of the small and micro businesses want to grow, but how they are structured limits the opportunities that they can access. And so working with the different government departments to support women to gradually formalize their businesses, so that they can also begin to access formal businesses, whether it's through the government procurement systems or even through other organizations who are looking for formal engagement of businesses. Access to social protection is key to us. The linkage to the social health schemes, the social security schemes, because that's how you also prepare people for, is it retirement? Even entrepreneurs, at some point you will retire. You will be less productive than you are already. And so savings, having a scheme that enables you to secure your retirement, accessing medical care, very important, because many times small businesses, you get one medical bill that kills the business because you use now the capital for the medical services. And so ensuring that as our businesses grow, then you are also building your resilience as an entrepreneur and as a business. We work a lot also in the cooperative space and the social solidarity economy space, because like we have heard from the groups you work with, there is power in coming together, in pulling resources together. And so we've been working very closely with the State Department of Cooperatives on the legal framework, but also working with specific cooperatives and groups who are running businesses and models that are worth scaling up in the communities. And then financial inclusion, which is web stuff, I won't talk much about it, is also something we promote, because it's one thing to have business skills, but accessing capital for growth, but also for diversification really is key to ensuring that there is sustainability in the enterprises that women are running. And then Polycarp emphasized a lot the digital space. The transition from analog to digital is happening and has happened in many sectors. So how do we also ensure that the women we are working with are not left behind? Are there tools that can be introduced to the women entrepreneurs? Are there tools that can make their work easier? One of the biggest tools that has promoted inclusion in this country is our M-Pesa tool as a country. If you reflect the days when you had to go line up and pay for your water bill and the electricity bill and everything, when you are having to physically go to an office to line up to pay, the amount of time spent in that exercise and how now it has come down because we are paying, even in the matatu as you move, you're paying your bills, you're able to do business on your phone. These are highly transformed how businesses are done, but also freed women's time to really engage in productive work. These are just some of the key highlights on our thought process as the ILO on how we can improve women entrepreneurship, but also anchor it into broader frameworks that promote decent work and jobs creation. And we always like to say that everyone is contributing to the jobs creation agenda. We perceive it not from a point of you are giving people contracts and permanent jobs, but you're creating an ecosystem that people can bring value, they can do a work, earn an income, and sustain their livelihoods. And that's how jobs creation is done, especially within our micro and small businesses. I will stop here so that I allow Caroline to give her remarks. My name is Lilian Linda from the International Labour Organization. I'm the focal point for the partnership. But again, thank you very much for being a good partner to us. Allow me to invite Caroline, our Chief Technical Advisor, to give her remarks.
She comes, welcoming the chance to make us changamka kidogo as she gives her remarks. So, where are they? And thereafter, we are going to listen to her.
Which one should I use? This one. Thank you so much. Good morning. um, before I start on the protocols, every time I am in the west of this continent, my friends in West Africa and Central Africa ask me, why don't you Kenyans dance? They say we are too serious. Yeah. So the next time the people come to dance, yeah, you know, loosen up. We loosen up. This is you said it's online. That's such a word that I'm going to say mine. Have you seen Mzungu's dance? How do they dance? How many feet do they have? 2 left feet. But you know we were born with rhythm as Africans. I have a 3-year-old, Tandiwe. This girl, no one teaches her to dance. But she does, when it starts playing, Like even when I'm walking with her in the store and she hears the song, she's like, Africans we were born with rhythm. So the next time let's loosen up, and it's going to December. So now let me stiffen up a little bit. All guests present, Moses from representing the PS, my sister Dr. Jane Langat, board chair, Yvonne CEO, WEF, and all of us present here. I would like to also recognize Polycarp, who's been with us as prospects on our training journeys, and it's really good to get that feedback. At some point, I started wondering if these people were paid. But of course, that's on a light note. It's a fantastic job that you're doing. Thank you. And also would like to recognize my colleague Lillian, who does all the hard work. And then it looks like it's me who is doing it. Thank you so much. And I'd also like to recognize all those of you who graduated, skipping church, and we take church seriously in this country. Sacrificing time away from your families, which is really important to just learn a new. It's not that this was not the first training that you went through, as it's been said, but you gave yourselves and the management gave you an opportunity to learn something new. And the women entrepreneurs, I was sharing with Jane and others that as Lillian knows this, I was brought up in the market. My mother was an entrepreneur. You know, when I use the word entrepreneur, it sounds so elitist. Entrepreneur. She was selling cereals in the market. Yeah, and so I understand the market. I get a bit emotional when we speak about markets and what is available or not available. And you know, that's how we grew up. So when we talk about employment creation, and I'll speak to that in a bit, we have to demystify it. Okay? Because when you talk about employment, who do we look up to? Who do we expect to create employment? Serikali. Serikali is idea. But you know, the government is not in the business of doing business. Correct? The government is not in the business of doing. Who does the business? It is these women that are here. This is what powers this country. It is not Safaricom, by the way. How many people are employed at Safaricom? How many? And when I say Safaricom, I'm not talking about the company, but we think of employment creation as, you know, the big companies. East African Breweries, Safaricom, which is the other big one? Which is zile kubwa kubwa ni gani? We don't know the big companies in our country. Kenya Airways. But how many people are hired at Kenya Airways? But how many small businesses do we have in this country? Millions. That is where the work is. So the question is, what are we doing to empower those businesses so that they grow? Because when they grow, they hire more people. The lady who spoke here, I'm forgetting her name. Is it Margaret? Margaret. Margaret, how many people do you hire in your business? Now I'm supposed to be reading an official speech. I'm sure Lydia knew what I will do. So, I only have two. And don't say only. You have to, okay? Because there are also many of us who have not employed either. Okay? But you know, when Margaret's business grows, yeah, I don't know how many chicks she has now. When it grows, she will need what we call help. Okay, help. So atahitaji labda ni mtu wa kupea chakula. Okay? Or even she might need someone to clean. Yeah, the poultry house. You know that help, what we call help is what? It's job, it is a job. It is the difference between a young person who was in the market debating the politics, having a job to do, correct? And supporting their family. And you know, we don't just support ourselves. If I start asking you here how many people you support, Mtashanga, bacteria, I know maybe you support like 15. Yeah. So once you have a job, you're also able to support more people. So you know, today is not just recognizing the graduation or the end of the training cycle. It's really breathing more life into the businesses. One, into the capacity of the WEF officials that support the businesses that we are so keen on supporting. And then Moses asked me, what is the ILO? What is the relationship between ILO, Kotu, Atoli? Yeah. And so I was trying to explain who we are. So the International Labor, underline labor, forget everything else. Remember? Labor Organization. We are the oldest organization of the United Nations. You know the UN? The UN, okay? We were found in 1909 or 1911. Lillian, 09. We celebrated 100 years in 2019. And we were found at the same time, around the same time with the women's movement. Okay? When the women got tired of staying in the kitchen, they could not vote, they could not. They said, no, this one has to stop. At the same time, workers, who is a worker here? Worker. Huh? There are no workers here? Okay, all of us. Okay, we are all workers. Maybe even Margaret is a worker, but she's also an employer. Okay, so this one is planning different things for me here. Okay, is it back on? So it was at the heart of the Industrial Revolution when people were really powering manufacturing. So before the ILO, you would go to work and work endless hours. Okay? There was no defined time that people worked. So you work until your employer is not even satisfied, maybe fed up with you. Anasema sasa enda nyumbani. No, you anakuangalia tu, you're almost collapsing. They say go home, we start again tomorrow. There was no weekend. Can you imagine? There is no weekend? There was no weekend. The conditions in which people worked. People would go to work, disappear in boilers. Okay? Because we're supposed to produce things. The rights of people were not a priority. So the workers protested. They said this is not tenable. Okay? And that is how the ILO was started. Okay? So the ILO is older than my own country, Kenya. Kenya is 60 what now? Are we going to 70? We're going to 70 soon, yeah? So older than Kenya, older than the United Nations. And so, very important for us as the ILO is work. Because you cannot talk about protecting people if the work is not there. Okay? And I would like you please connect. I'm trying to take you through this story so you connect why we're even standing here. Work. And how do we generate work? We either have self-employment, businesses, or we have wage employment like me, Lillian, others of you here. But then once we have work, then work needs to be governed. People are not machines. We need weekend. We need safe working conditions. We need, you know what else the ILO gave you? The ILO gave you SHA. I go into a SHA. But the ILO gave all of you here social protection. The ILO agreed that workers need health protection so that when they fall sick, it's not just also expensive on businesses. Okay? The ILO gave us pension. because you have been working your whole life, okay? And at some point we slow down, we are old. So how do we save for old age? The ILO gave us women maternity protection. Okay? So before that was negotiated at the ILO, you worked, you delivered your baby, you bounced right back to work. Can you imagine? Now we have 3 months, 6 months, etc. So protection of people is very, very important for us as the ILO. So the ILO brings together workers, okay? So KOTU, employers, and governments, so that together we develop the policies that guide the world of work. And for us, women entrepreneurship is very important because women that have businesses, this is research, are more likely to have higher representation of women workers in their own enterprises. Did you know that? Did you know that? Are you following me after that? Are we together? So when a woman starts a business, okay, she is more likely to hire women than men. This is not bias, this is statistics. Sio mimi nasema. And maybe if I could take, I'll give you, I'm not an enterprise, but in my own house, even my gardener is a woman. Because women think very differently. Okay? It is the same reason women support their families more. This is not bias. Sasa mama amekuwa mgonjwa, mama alisema anaenda hospitali. The mzee has gone to work. Nani mama yake? Wewe angalia mama. Are we together? But what it's the nurture. The women have nurture. Okay? And that is why I thought, I know I can have a young man doing the garden, but that lady, I know how many people she supports, so let her come cut the grass. Okay? And it is not a negative bias because we need more women in the workplace. But then we also have another challenge in this country, and that is the challenge of informality. Lillian mentioned it. Our businesses, they're not registered. Yeah? They're not paying taxes. They're not accessing the support that they need. Because the minute you are invisible, yeah? Because people say, I don't want to register, KRA will come for me. Isn't it? I can't even ask here whether the businesses, the women here, saki kuingilia sana. Okay? But that there is one thing to pay taxes, and we are told to lipa ushuru, tujitegemee. Okay? And we can go into debates around taxes. But this is the reality. As a business, take this to the bank. You will not grow unless you're visible. Because now you say, let's say Margaret wants to start selling her chicks to Uganda. Atapeleka huko aje kama aliko registered. Okay? Because now wachana na KRA, you'll be asked, do you have this certification of health of your chicken? No. How do you get that certification kama your business is not registered? So that business ungepeleka chicken Uganda inapotelea. Whereas KRA ungelipa tu pesa kidogo because of course the tax is differentiated. Okay? Access to finance, and Wef is here. Wef gives groups. Okay? I don't know whether within the groups all the businesses are registered or you just work with the entity. That is something that we need to work on. It is important that more people register so that they get the support that they need. We keep talking about market linkages. Ati mimi nataka kuuza hii fresh beans Europe. Europe utafika aje kama uko registered? Europe. Because in Europe, they need to trace where your fresh bean came from. Are we together? You will not be traced if you have been hiding at KRA sikushike. I'm not here advocating for KRA, but KRA is part of formalizing. It's your business being visible and being able to integrate. Even if you're a cooperative, okay? There is Caroline, there is Lillian, there is Jane, there is someone else. We need to be visible as a business. And we need to support businesses to grow. Because one of the reasons businesses say they don't want to formalize, they say, but biashara is not growing. I've been in the same place. So why am I registering Nipe KRA Pesa? My business is not growing. So business growth is also very important aspect towards formalization. Let's talk about one more thing. Access to finance, which is the heart of WEF. And I'm really glad that we do have WEF, and you're doing an incredible job, Jane and the team at WEF. Because, friends, it is difficult to get finance in this country. Tuambiane ukweli. It is difficult. If you're not employed, it is difficult to get. Even if you're employed, it is actually easier for those of you in government to get credit than me who works for the UN. Because they tell you, but your contract is 5 years. So we can only give you money that you can pay within 5 years. How much will you do with such little amount of money? Now imagine for a small scale business person, how much more difficult. And then there is also the cost of credit. How much are we borrowing at now? Sitaki kusema mambo ya Fuliza or those others. Ukienda kwa bank, SME loan, how much is it at? Nani ameona recently? 18%. 18. You know what happens to that 18%? If Jane is buying feed with a loan that is 18%, she has to load that 18% on her product. So you know what happens? Her product becomes very expensive. Okay? Her product becomes very expensive. So now let me tell you, we are competing with other countries like China, like Europe. I lived in Europe many years. Credit 3%. 3. Will you compete? You will take your goods to the market, and I love this country. But you know what I will do? I will buy a Chinese or a European, because remember they loaded 3%, Margaret loaded, because your interest, aitajilipa, correct? It has to be paid, and she will not eat into her profits. Okay? So what happens is, Kenyan produce continues to be very uncompetitive. Remember we talked about policy and regulation. We are not going to fix that in this meeting. But we also do have, WEF is there. I'm sure they sit in places where we don't. Jane, advocating for lower cost of credit. We will not compete. We will not compete with countries whose interest rates are so much lower than ours. So thank you, because WEF, I don't know what rate you give at. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if all women of Kenya could borrow? They will need to give you a lot more money, okay? And the banks will be kicking. They'll be saying, no, you're distorting the market, isn't it? Because we will not go to them. But banks are also part of the ecosystem. But we need more of these loans, more of this credit accessible to women. Business development, which is also why we are here. There is the assumption that everyone can run a business, especially those of us who are employed. We have a side hustle. Most of them die because we go into them without the tools to run. These women are better than us. Because, for them, they're like, this is my business. I need to learn how to run it. Yeah? You can have 15 PhDs. It doesn't mean you run a business. You will need Polycarp to tell you, this is how you draw your business plan. This is how you keep your records. This is how you ensure that you're more competitive. And that is not available, which is a contradiction, because there is a lot of business development training that is going on. But it is not me who said. Where is that gentleman who said? Don, was it you? Yeah? You said. It's not that you've not been trained before. But what the training that people are getting, does it really just tick a box and then a loan is given? Okay, and you will pay. Pay you will. Or does it actually support the people that are getting the credit to run successful businesses so that the loan is not a burden on their families? Because we've also had very sad stories. People borrow money, business is not doing well, and at times it's just because they are not running it properly. If we had just an intervention, they would run it and pay easily so that you can let the next people. We've even had of suicide in this country because of non-performing loans, okay? So supporting entrepreneurs to run their businesses successfully so that they grow, so that they register, so that they pay taxes. We have more money for our hospitals and for our teachers and for our schools, and ultimately they are also growing for their own need. I'll not be very long. And why really is this important? Of course, we're talking about gender equality, and we can go on and on and on. And I think the 16 days of activism are starting tomorrow for those of you that are engaged in this. People keep saying that the boy child is forgotten. I don't buy that narrative. Which boy child is forgotten? Which one? The boys have the land. Women don't have the titles. Yeah, I don't know what women are using to borrow. Boy child, are you forgotten? Imagine if you're complaining just for 5 years, we've been forgotten for 100 years. So please catch up with us for another. No, that's on a light note. No, I mean, it's really because the disconnect is so long. I was in a meeting with, I think it's, I don't know, the president's advisor. And she said something that stayed with me, that at the current rate of women's inclusion, the pace we are taking now, if we continue at this pace, it will take us another 100 years, 100, to reach gender parity. 100, none of us here will be here. Is that what we want? Can you imagine, just to bring women to the same place as men, 100 years, and the men say the boy child is forgotten, and we are talking about 100 years. All right, and it doesn't mean leaving anyone behind, but what we are saying that there is great need to encourage our young girls, our own children, our youthful girls, that there is more they can aspire to. They can run their own businesses to support their own families, because we are also addressing SDG 1, which talks about, what do we know, the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, that we want a world that has no poverty, yeah, and women pull a lot of their families out of poverty, and there's something to celebrate, really. And so we, as the ILO, and my colleague has spoken to that. We have and Polycarp as well. We have these tools. We are looking at digital inclusion, because most of you, I don't know how you buy your things now. Where is the first place you check? For me, I buy things online. If your business is not online, you're missing out on the women entrepreneurs who are here. Do you sell mnauza online? You can no longer just wait for your customers to come to your shop. Okay? Hata kama ni kitunguu. Okay? Hata kama mahali iko. Just put on your WhatsApp status. WhatsApp status tu si ya kusema I went somewhere. Okay, weka kitunguu hapo. Weka pixie. There are many times I buy from people because they just posted. This is true story. Lillian went to a function. Can I share it, Lillian? She was wearing a very beautiful dress, and I needed a dress as well for a function 2 weeks ago. I asked her, where did you buy that dress? She sent me the link. They were online, and I bought my dress there. It could have been eggs, it could have been chicks, it could have been pixies, it could have been whatever that you sell. Leverage on the digital tools. WhatsApp si harusi peke yake. Yeah? The harusi plus other things. I'm a birthday, I'm mtoto. That is where you reach a lot of people that will never know that you exist. They will never come to your shop. So we're also trying to look at how we can leverage those digital tools. It's also M-Pesa payments. If you just sell on cash, and then you're told, give us your books, what will you give? And you see, most lenders want to see the cash flow. But when you have your M-Pesa statement, unajua siku hizi, you go to some businesses, mimi nimesikia wanakujia watu M-Pesa, so nimeanza kuchukua cash. Have you heard that? Yes. Even this, when I go to make my nails, now they were giving me M-Pesa, they don't give me anymore. Nasema cash, na mimi siko na cash. Okay? But how then do you prove that you're actually in business? Those transactions is what you could give to a lender, and they see that that you're on a good path. And of course, we do have skills and capacity building programs. Also, it's about business sustainability. You know, there are things that seem very far to us. Mambo ya climate change inatuhusu sisi kivipi? Mimi, I'm just keeping my chickens. Hiyo climate change, watu wanaenda Brazil, iko mbali sana, lakini inanihusu aje? Who grows avocados here? Avocado. Hakuna mtu avocado. So
Okay, I don't grow avocado, I don't grow avocado, but I'm a broiler farmer. When it's cold, it's very tricky for the farmer, because cleaning the house, you have to do it on daily basis, because the cold affects the chicks and the chicken.
Thank you very much. Najua climate change is not for the Ministry of Environment. Okay? It is not. These are the changes. These days you cannot predict when it's going to rain. Because like now it's supposed to be raining. Jana ikakuja, it's going to rain. It disappeared. I don't see it happening today. Those are some of the things. So we also need to think about how can we manage our, whatever we are doing, whether it's our farming, you know what you just said, you're observing, now it's too cold, how do I manage? And you know, at times it can also increase cost, because if it's too cold and you have chicks, it means you must keep your electricity on for a longer time. So if you see what we are discussing, it's also affecting our businesses. Yeah, and these days I wanted to give the story of avocados, because Kenya grows them. They have started to check how much water we use on our avocados. Okay? Because the world, can you believe it? We don't have enough water around the world. Imagine, inaenda tu. But globally, we are running short of water. So they are starting to check, if you're growing avocado, we love avocados, how much water are you growing? Okay? And you know what is the intention? If they say Kenya is using too much water to grow avocados, suddenly we will not be able to access certain markets. Unaona climate change? Sustainability? Okay? Those are some of the things that, that's in the broader policy framework. So, as I finish, it's really important that we have programs, initiatives, but also policies that support strengthened formalization. They support social protection. I hope everyone who is here is contributing to SHA. I'll tell you why. Because you know what they say? In this part of the world, you can have a very successful business until your child falls sick. One time, alale Kenyatta, hiyo biashara utafunga. But if you had SHA, is it functional? Is it dysfunctional? It will pay something. It will save your business. So think, at times, be selfish. Be selfish and say, instead of paying 500 to a hospital, I will pay 5,000 to SHA. Na hiyo mambo ya hospitali ni sawa. Yeah, so it's that social protection. The other one I would like to mention is haba haba. Ni wangapi wamesikia haba haba hapa? Haba haba. I can see people shaking their heads. Haba haba. Lakini tumesikia NSSF. NSSF is for those of us who are salaried. But NSSF developed a policy ambayo for those who earn a daily wage, you can save your money. Okay? So that if you break your leg at some point, you cannot work, you can withdraw your savings and support your family. Please, let's look out for some of those things. So, I'd like to really congratulate all of you who have graduated, the WEF officials. Jane, I don't want to speak for your officers, but I have a feeling that the loans that will be disbursed, supported by this training, will be better performing loans. And I know yours are performing well, but we cannot say they are performing too well. Can loans be performing too well? Now we want to perform, for them to perform at 100%, because they've been given the tools to really support these businesses to thrive. And for those that have been, for those that are receiving this support, you know, what were biashara? You should really be proud of this country. You are the ones of yourself, you're the ones powering economic growth in this country. We don't celebrate you enough. We don't. But if small businesses pulled out of this economy for 24 hours, we will have a crisis. A very big crisis. Are we together? If Kenya Airways shuts down for 24 hours, we will survive. Are we together? We will say that we'll come back after 24 hours. At M-Pesa, we will survive somehow. But the 90% of informal businesses in this country are the real engine of our economic growth. So I'd like to stop here, congratulating you, but also committing that I've had the requests. We will look at that with Lillian, because we have many cohorts that are being trained. So we will see how we can pull those that have not been trained into subsequent cohorts. It may not be a WEF specific cohort, but we'll try to train as many of them as possible, whether it's on Get Ahead or SIYB or financial education. So asante sana, Jen, and your team at WEF, and congratulations to all of you that made this training. Asanteni.
Thank you. Caroline.
Thank you very much for that in-depth explanation, and at least I know everybody now knows the linkage between ILO and WEF. Now, we are going to move faster now as we are about to end the speeches. And the next speaker, we are going to listen in to the Chief Executive Officer at the Women Enterprise Fund, Ms. Rachel Musyoki. She's the one who is leading the team, and she's a very dedicated person driving women's economic empowerment across the country. And she oversees WEF's lending services and support programs, including market access, linkages, and capacity building. And I know she's a strong advocate for collaboration, just like the one that we are celebrating right here today. So let's applaud her as she comes to give her speech.
Thank you. Thank you, MC, and thank you, Caroline, and even for the willingness of wanting to support us more. Good morning, everyone. Is it? Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to read my speech. The Principal Secretary Representative, Mr. Ivuto, our Chairperson, Advisory Board, Dr. Jen Langat, the Chief Technical Advisor, ILO, Prospect Program, Madam Carol Njuki, our board member present, Director Yvonne, ministry officials, my staff at Women Enterprise Fund, distinguished guests, partners, and stakeholders, and most importantly, our graduates. Good afternoon. And thank you. I'm seeing Carolus has joined us. Karibu sana. This is an important day to all of us as we launch the Women Enterprise Fund and ILO partnership and celebrate the graduation of our first and second cohorts of certified start and improve your business trainers. And today, as Women Enterprise Fund, we are very proud. It is a moment of progress for the thousands of women entrepreneurs who stand to benefit from this strengthened collaboration. Since inception of Women Enterprise Fund in 2007, our focus has been clear: to economically empower Kenyan women through affordable credit, capacity building, and expanded market opportunities. Over the years, WEF has delivered remarkable impact, demonstrating that women are empowered, families are strengthened, communities thrive, and the nation prospers. Allow me to highlight some of the operational achievements that have shaped our journey. On matters fund growth, WEF has grown into a strong and stable institution with a current fund value of 6.05 billion. On matters access to credit, affordable credit, we have disbursed over 28 billion Kenya shillings affordable to over 2 billion women entrepreneurs, organized into 844 self-help groups across the entire country. Our loan repayment rate has consistently remained above 95%, reflecting the discipline, integrity, and strong business culture among Kenyan women. On capacity building, we have empowered over 2 billion women through entrepreneurship and financial literacy, including 230 to 85 trained directly on essential business skills. On market facilitation, WEF has supported over 88,800 women to access domestic and international markets. This is enhancing their competitiveness, income levels, and value addition. These achievements reflect not only on operational efficiency, but also on the resilience and commitment of our women and our employees. Ladies and gentlemen, today, partnership with ILO marks a new chapter in strengthening our business development services. Over the past 6 months, WEF and ILO have worked closely to roll out the globally acclaimed START and improve your business methodology. I am proud to report that 57 of our officers have undergone the SYB and the DYB training, and 56 have successfully attained the certification. These officers have already returned to their constituencies, as you have heard, and began delivering structured, high-quality entrepreneurship training to women across the country. This training achievement is a significant operational shift by integrating globally recognized enterprises development tools into our work. WEF is deepening the quality of support we provide beyond financing. This transformation aligns strongly with our strategic plan 2023 to 2027, which emphasizes on strengthening capacity building, coaching, and market linkages to unlock sustainable growth for women-owned enterprises. I wish to sincerely thank ILO for extending the implementation agreement to June 2026. We do not take that for granted. This will allow us to complete the ongoing financial education and get ahead programs, finalize certification of all outstanding trainer candidates, and conduct essential coaching and impact monitoring. We are also grateful for the technical and financial support provided under the Prospect Program, which has greatly enhanced our institutional capabilities. To our graduates today, congratulations. You are now ambassadors of enterprise development and coaching within your communities. The skills you have acquired will shape the next generation of women entrepreneurs, enabling them not just to start businesses, but to grow sustainably. To Mr. Polycarp Ngoje, thank you for a job well done. And as I was listening to my team talking here, don't be surprised, we renamed this training to Polycarp training, as you heard. So thank you for the dedication that you gave towards this exercise. I was in Naivasha and I could see the volume of documentation. I could see the dedication that the team had. At some point, I thought our deputy director, Kimolo, will pack and come back to the office. But because of the benefit that this training brings on the table, he was able to pull through to the end. I want to urge all the graduates to uphold the highest standards of training and mentorship as you support women across the country. To our partners and stakeholders, thank you for your continued trust and support. Together, we are strengthening the entrepreneurship ecosystem and building a future where every Kenyan woman has the opportunity to thrive economically. To our mamas in the group, in the house, you are representing the larger women out there. And we want to assure you, not only through this program, we shall work together in ensuring you thrive in whatever that you are doing. As Women Enterprise Fund, we remain committed to operational excellence, innovation, and results that transform lives. The future of women economic empowerment is bright, and together with partners like ILO and others, we are creating pathways that will uplift communities for generations. Thank you very much for listening to me. Before I welcome the chair, I would want to take this opportunity to welcome our board director, who is the chair of strategy, Director Yvonne. Come and briefly give your remarks, then welcome the chair. Then the chair, eventually you'll welcome the guest of honor. Thank you. Karibu, Director.
Thank you so much, Madam CEO. Our chief guests, representative of the PS, Mr. Moses Ivuto, our chair, Dr. Jane Langat, the chief technical advisor, Madam Caro, our CEO, and our beneficiaries, WEF staff. Good afternoon. Today is a very unique day, and I'm also here to learn a few things. And I'm happy that when I walked into this room, I saw Judith here na nikashangaa sana. Kumbe watu wamejipanga huko nje. Judith is one of our staff, but unaona leo kazi anafanya. Hata si wa WEF. If you walked to this room and you don't know Judith, you will think she's not one of our staff. So chair, najua ulishangaa na mimi. Watu wamejipanga huko nje. If work was to collapse today, ako na side hustle. So I am happy to be here. I remember I was privileged enough to close one of the sessions in Naivasha when this training was going on, and I found a very dedicated team, and I found a team which was very happy with their master trainer. In fact, nilienda and I was like, maybe they have known this trainer for quite a long time. The bonding which was there was out of this world. In fact, they didn't want to get out of Naivasha, but then we had to close. So I'm happy that one of the things that the trainer emphasized that day was that the certificates that were issued on that particular day were certificates of completion. Yani umemaliza tu course. You came here na ukakaa na ukamaliza. Then you told them there is a challenge ahead. For you to graduate, you have to go and demonstrate what you have learned here on the ground to my satisfaction as your trainer and to the levels of this training. Then maybe after that, that is when you will get the certificate of competence. And I saw a very unique training because mostly you will go into these rooms, you tick the boxes, unapata certificate, but even when you go back and reflect, you might not have learned much. You were there to sign the attendance list and go. So I am happy that our staff were able to go to the ground, do the work, and we are here today to congratulate them and say that we are proud of you, and also congratulate you on the level of discipline that was displayed there, and to tell you that you are good ambassadors of Women Enterprise Fund. You continue hivyo hivyo, even when you go to now actualizing the skills, we expect maximum discipline, and we know that with you, that one will be guaranteed. And also to thank Mr. Polycarp. I remember that day we had a talk with him, and apart from training our staff, he gave them an opportunity. I think when they were there, a certain entity got in touch with him and they wanted to train 150 trainers on digital economy. Yes, and he was gracious enough to give Women Enterprise Fund 50 slots out of the 150. And so that's why I was saying the bonding which was there, ilikuwa imeenda juu sana. They were no longer just doing this, and I'm very happy and thank you for giving us that opportunity. And even we urge you and request that even as you continue with your work, if you come across other opportunities that will benefit this fund, don't shy away from reaching out to us. And lastly is to thank ILO. We all know that we are here not only to celebrate the graduates, but also to launch our our partnership. I remember the last time when we were with ILO, it was during our strategic plan. So I think that is what came to my mind. And as the chair of the strategy committee in the board, we take this as a milestone, as an achievement, and we are very happy and excited to partner with you and move this fund forward. Thank you so much. With those few remarks, allow me to invite the CEO again. Then she will be able to invite our honorable chair to make her remarks. Asante sana.
Thank you, Director. Before I call the chair, let me give an opportunity to Carlos, who was the driver of this agenda when I joined the Women Enterprise Fund. The first briefing he gave me was about this. So Carlos, tafadhali. Karibu sana. And welcome.
To the chief guest, PS representative, chair of the board, Dr. My good friend Yvonne, CEO, and the great ILO team, Carol, and my good friend Lillian. Hamjambo. Now, wenzangu, staff members at least have said hi to them back there. My colleagues from the field that are beneficiaries of this training, the great women of this country that are seated here to also witness the unveiling or the launch of this great initiative. Carol, you remember when we began, we had thought of when is the best time to launch this? Because somehow we wanted to chat about it. But the consensus was that we do it after we have covered ground, so that we are talking of a real story. And now we are here. And this was born out of a very long journey. This journey began before COVID, when we had a meeting with one of Madame Carol's staff, and that was Lillian. And Lillian is, has remained a very consistent partner. I know she delivers when she focuses on something. But today I'm here to be part of the milestone that WEF is making, that we are launching a relationship that I hope will not end even in June next year. yeah, that this is going to be a long journey of women empowerment, to support our women create jobs and give them opportunities that will make them improve their livelihoods. And so I want to plead on behalf of WEF that ILO continue this marriage. That will be a great honor and legacy also as I left. I left the Women Enterprise Fund, and I know the good thing is that we are all of us in the business of community empowerment. Our main business is to create jobs for the people of this country, whether they are youth or women, through entrepreneurship. And that is what SIYB is about. I'll also be graduating, by the way. I'm one of the graduates of SIYB. Yes, yeah, I was in the first cohort. I went through under the hands of Polycarp, who is an exceptional trainer. And so for the Honor CEO to allow me to make remarks here, I'm also quite privileged to have come. I'm coming from a meeting. I had to whisper to my CEO, wajaribu kukata keki. Wacha niende tafadhali. I think Lilian is the one who sent the note in it. So I said, allow me to go. So he allowed me to come. So he's aware that I'm here. I'm joining the WEF team because we serve the same people. We serve the same government. God bless you so much.
Without much ado, let us welcome our chair to come and give us her remarks. We clap for her until she reaches here.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tusalimiane. Before I continue, I was like, what kind of a graduation is this? Is it because we don't have the graduation gowns? We are so quiet. Let's make it more lively. Can we clap for the graduates? Thank you so much. Can we clap for the facilitators, starting with Polycarp and our ILO team? And of course, for us, for facilitating, availing our candidates. Thank you so much. Before I go to my speech, I felt that this is a unique launch because several times you have to launch or sign an MOU, launch, then you start the training. But for us, we are launching, graduating. What a witness. And we've heard from the horses' mouths, the trainees and the beneficiaries of how much they got from this. So this is to say, I'm so grateful on behalf of the fund. We are so grateful for ILO, for coming in. Thank you, our Apple carolers. That's why I felt that you needed to come and say hello, because we felt that this was your brainchild. I remember I'm good in helping needy children. So there was this time I had sponsored a girl to go through high school, university. When it came to her wedding day, people expected me to walk along the aisle with her. And people were like, ni nani huyo anatembea na yule msichana, bibi harusi. But I felt that the mother had the right because she was the mother. I think she had become so beautiful to a level that they didn't feel like she deserved to walk along the aisle with her. I felt like she is the mother. And so I felt the need to let carolers break the protocol and come and say hello to us and strengthen the training. Without taking much time, let me go to my speech. Representative from the Office of the Principal Secretary, State Department of Gender and Affirmative Action, our brother Moses Ifuto, distinguished delegations or delegates from the International Labour Organization led by Sister STA or Chief Technical Advisor Caroline Njugi, our Board of Representative of the Board of Directors, Director Yvonne Tonkei, our CEO, Rachel Mushoki, members of management with us here who have actually facilitated the preparation for this day's celebration, and staff of Women Enterprise Fund and ILO, invited guests and graduates before us. Once again, good afternoon. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today with us in this launch and graduation of our SIYB graduates. It gives me great pleasure to address you today as we officially launch this program of partnership between Women Enterprise Fund and ILO and celebrate the certification of our first and second cohorts of the Start and Improve Your Business trainers. Today's ceremony reflects the success of a program that demonstrates the power of strategic alignment, strong governance, and collaboration in driving women's economic inclusion. As the advisory board, our mandate is to provide oversight, strengthen accountability, and steer policy direction so that WEF remains a robust, responsive, and future-focused institution. This partnership with the ILO is an example of how we operationalize that mandate. Ladies and gentlemen, the board has placed a strong priority on enhancing financial sustainability of the fund to ensure long-term viability. Our goal is to position WEF not only as a source of affordable financing, but as a sustainable, high-impact institution capable of serving generations of women entrepreneurs. Partnerships such as this one support that vision by strengthening non-financial services that complement lending and reduce business risk for our beneficiaries. A second policy priority is improving loan accessibility, particularly for women in underserved and remote areas. We are committed to governance reforms and operational innovations that will make our products easier to access, more responsive, and better aligned with the realities of women-owned micro and small enterprises across the country. Furthermore, we recognize that credit alone does not build thriving businesses. That is why the board continues to champion the fostering of financial and entrepreneurship skills. The SIYB methodology being adopted today is a strategic step towards ensuring that every woman we support has the skills to effectively start, manage, and scale her enterprise. The certification of 56 officers positions WEF to deliver globally recognized training standards that will benefit thousands of women annually. We also remain committed to enhancing market access for women entrepreneurs. Our policy direction aims to expand opportunities for women to enter competitive local, regional, and international markets, helping shift women-owned enterprises from subsistence-level operations to sustainable and growth-oriented enterprises. Lastly, as a strong institution must have a strong systems. The board continues to focus on strengthening institutional capabilities from governance structures and risk management to digitalization and service delivery, so that the fund remains efficient, transparent, and impactful. I extend my congratulations to our graduates. Once again, congratulations. Your achievement today reflects professionalism, discipline, and commitment to excellence. You carry the responsibility of being the bridge between WEF's strategic vision and the women entrepreneurs who rely on us for guidance and direction. Uphold the standards you have learned and let your work speak to the integrity of this institution. Whoever is given more is expected of. So we expect more from you. And it's our prayer, ILO, that you extend your generosity to train more than the 56 or 57 trainees, candidates. So then we can have all the 257 or so trained and empowered TOTs to go and train others. And I like your interest, Caroline, that you wish to work with our counties so that we can empower the women. We can train them on how to start and improve their businesses. And I know that can have an impact in our country. Our partners, ILO, we deeply appreciate your confidence in WEF. We're really grateful for that. And your long-term investment in women's economic empowerment. This collaboration strengthens our institutional capacity and supports our mission in a very practical and meaningful way. We look forward to continued collaboration as we broaden the scope and impact of this program across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the advisory board stands firm in support of this partnership and remains committed to ensuring that it delivers lasting, measurable impact for women in Kenya. Together, we are building a stronger ecosystem that enables women to thrive, innovate, and contribute to our national development and our family development, as we always have our vision that when we empower the women, we empower the family. Can we sing together? When we empower the women, we empower the family, the nation, and the world at large. Thank you. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your generosity, your contribution through training our women, our graduates. And I know we are stronger than before with these 56 graduates. Thank you so much. I know I'm almost moving a vote of thanks, but I'm so grateful for this training. I'm so grateful for the plans that have taken place, all that has been done. Every one of you, your services are worth an impact, the change of lives, the change of women's lives and other people's lives. And so at that, let me say thank you so, so much. And let me take this opportunity then to invite our able brother, Moses Ifuto, to come and make his speech. Welcome.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Dr. Chien Langat, Chairperson, Women Enterprise Fund, Mad Rachel Musioki, a CEO, WEF and all the staff from WEF, our ILO representative, Madam Caroline Juki, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. I stand here before you to be able to represent our peers, Anne Wangombe, the PS State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action, who was invited to grace this auspicious occasion of seeing the launch of the partnership between ILO and WEF, and also be able to witness the graduation of those that have been trained, and which was the focus of our discussion today. She so much wished to be with us here today because she's so passionate on matters empowerment of women. Because if I look at what has just been quoted behind us, that when you empower what? You empower a what? A family, nation, and the world. And unfortunately, I'm not an expert on gender issues. But I'm a witness to one thing. That statement is 100% correct. I am a trained administrator. For the longest time of my life, I've been a field officer. And we interact with all government funds, empowerment funds, WEF being one of them. And I can be a witness to what women, when they are trained and empowered, they can do to a family. In fact, on the few occasions that women fail, I don't want to make a sweeping generalization. At times you find there is a hand of a man that is involved. I say it at times because, of course, we are alive, so that I'm not making a sweeping generalization. At times I can remember we used to have a program, cow to calf, for women, where they are given what? A cow. When it produces, you give the calf to one member and the cycle continues. And during that time, you could have cases coming to your offices where a women group is accusing one of the members of selling that calf. Because the meaning is that the intended purpose is not what? Met. And then at the end of the day, you find that it's the husband who went to do what? To sell that calf. Of course, the situation, we have changed so much as men since then. But of course, with support of us men to women, they can go far and then be able to ensure stability in families. So with those few remarks that are personal, I wish now to take this opportunity to make the remarks that PS sent me with to make on our behalf. Be trainers. The remarks which are being made today at Westwood Hotel, Nairobi. Distinguished leaders from the International Labour Organization, the Board of Management of the Women Enterprise Fund, guests and graduates. Good evening. No, sorry, good afternoon. It is a great honor to join you today for the official launch of the partnership between the Women Enterprise Fund and the International Labour Organization, and to celebrate the graduation of the first and the second cohorts of Start and Improve Your Business, that is SIYB trainers. This event marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to strengthen women's economic empowerment in Kenya, and is a powerful declaration of our commitment to sustainable development goals, goal number 5, that is achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. On behalf of the ministry, I confirm both WEF and ILO, I commend both WEF and ILO for the timely and the strategic collaboration. This partnership aligns directly with the government's agenda of expanding economic opportunities for women, enhancing enterprise productivity, and building resilient livelihoods across our 47 counties, and in all our 290 constituencies. Ladies and gentlemen, women remain at the heart of Kenya's social and economic transformation agenda. Through Vision 2030 and the bottom-up economic transportation that is better, the government continues to prioritize gender equality, financial inclusion, enterprise growth, and social protection, especially for women, youth, and vulnerable groups. Over the years, Kenya has made substantial progress. We have expanded access to affordable and non-discriminatory credit through affirmative action funds like Wef-Ilo Fund, and GAF, directly tackling financial exclusion. We have institutionalized robust policy and legal frameworks, including the gender equality and the women's empowerment policy, and enforced affirmative procurement allocations, that is, access to government procurement opportunities, better known as ANCPO, in short. We are actively increasing women's participation in leadership, digital skilling, manufacturing, and entrepreneurship, a testament to our commitment to leveraging technology for the empowerment of women. Most importantly, millions of women have been supported to start and sustain businesses, creating crucial jobs and transforming the livelihoods of their families and the communities. The partnership we formalize today directly strengthens these efforts, especially through skills development. By adopting the globally recognized ILO SIYB methodology, we are not just training individuals, we are building a national network of experts capable of providing high quality practical business and development services exactly where they are most needed, at the grassroots level. This is how we localize global goals. Ladies and gentlemen, these achievements not only reflect the government's commitment, but also showcase the resilience and innovation of Kenyan women. They remind us that with the right support, women-owned enterprises can and do drive national transformation. Today's graduating SIYB trainers will build upon this strong foundation, armed with new skills and international best practices. They will support entrepreneurs at the grassroots to start, manage, and grow sustainable businesses. Their work will directly contribute to key national priorities, including the growth of SMCs, job creation, enterprise, formalization, and financial inclusion. This partnership with ILO is therefore a strategic investment in Kenya's economic future. It advances better priorities such as leveraging entrepreneurship for household income growth, promoting digital and financial inclusion, and ensures that no woman is left out. As a ministry, we reaffirm our commitment to providing an enabling policy environment for women's economic empowerment. We appreciate the ILO's continued partnership with Kenya and its confidence in WEF as a leading institution in driving women-focused enterprise development. To the graduating officers, congratulations. Your achievement today is not only a personal victory, but a national asset. You are now equipped to shape the next generation of competitive and confident women entrepreneurs who will contribute to Kenya's socio-economic transformation. To WEF and ILO, the government extends its sincere appreciation. We pledge our continued support as you roll out this transformative program across the country. May this partnership flourish, providing millions of Kenyan women with the tools they need to achieve full economic independence, dignity, and prosperity, thereby making our national contribution to global gender equality a resounding success. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much for the remarks. Let's give him one more round of applause. Now we are going to a very exciting session. And do we all understand Swahili? Who doesn't? Oh, okay. We are about to go to a session. I want everyone to give makofi a kilo. Yeah? We do it like this, and then we'll be clapping, because we are about to see the official launch of the partnership that we've been talking about. Right? How many of us want to see that happening? Yeah? Want to see that happening right now, right here, right? Yes. Good. And I believe that the team is ready. Right? Okay. Yes, I'm told the team is very, very ready. Someone was asleep. I think it's now time to entertain. So hold there, don't go nowhere, don't go anywhere. Sawa sawa. I will request the CEO to come right here, and I will also request Caroline to come. We have the MOUs right here with us, and we shall be having them exchange the MOUs. And when they display it like this, in a count of 10 to 0, we are going to blow these flares. So don't get scared, right? And let's celebrate once that one is displayed, right? Are we in agreement? Thank you. So you can hand over the MOUs.
Maybe. Should we move a little bit?
Yep, yep. Yeah, I think this should be okay. You set? Okay. So you shall be displaying them like this. For them to, yes, namna hiyo sasa. And in a count of 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3, Thank you very much. Now the room is lively. Yeah? I didn't know that. Now, we are about to hand over the certificates to a few of the graduates who are here and representing the rest of the graduates who are following us online. And as we heard, pass mark is 70%, right? And I understand, according to what Polycarp said, yeah, the average is 82 points. Huh? What did he say? Some of us didn't listen to that. Now, please let me have the certificates, and I will be calling upon our guests who are here with us to hand over the certificates to the graduates who are right here with us. So when we hand them over, I request all of us to celebrate these graduates, because getting over 70% is not an easy thing, right? Or it's easy for most of us. Okay, so I'll have Humphrey and Elizabeth Wambugu to come, please. And I will be requesting the CEO to hand these 2 certificates to them. Okay, so we have 48 graduates following us online. So this is going to be a representation to them, and this is going to be very significant. So Humphrey M. Gaine, please come and receive your certificate. We have Elizabeth Wambugu. Thank you. You may now have a seat. I'll request our chair to come and hand over these 2 certificates. That is Agwings Helen and Lawrence Bauni. Please come. The rest you can come closer. So Agwing Helen. We have Lawrence Bauni. All right, thank you very much. You can have your seat. Thank you. I request our director to come and hand over 2 certificates also. And I request Eliud and Collins to come, please. So Eliud Muridi, please receive your certificate, Eliud. Thank you very much. We have Collins Wekesa Wafula. Thank you. You may have your seat. I'll request Caroline, please come and hand over this to Carilas Ogundo Okoth. Karibu sana, Carilas.
Carilas has already left.
Yes, left. Okay. Okay.
I can pick for him.
You take.
I'll pick for him.
Okay. Oh, he's right here. Yes. Yes. Please receive your certificate. Thank you very much. You may have your seat. And last but not the least, I'll request our guest of honor to come and hand over this certificate to Raphael Kimolo. Raphael, karibu sana. Makofi, makofi. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You may have your seats. Thank you. Now, what follows right now is a photo session, and then thereafter we're going to have a cake to mark the event, and then we shall get vote of thanks from Julius Cheche. So this is how we are going to take our photos. I'll request the guest of honor, please come. Let me see, where is okay? Cameraman, wapi aina light mingi? Somewhere here. Okay. So you can move this one. Please, yeah. And also the chair, please come. And ILO, please come. Somewhere to stand somewhere there. Yeah. Let's have our guest somewhere in the middle here. Yes, somewhere there. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Are you able to get that?
Like you like it.
I'll also request, sorry? With a lot of pride. Yes, you've earned it. Yeah. Cameraman, please. Haya, shikilia vizuri sasa. And let's smile. Let's have HODs joining, please. HODs, please join. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay. Yes. And the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries, where are they? Come stand somewhere here close, please. Polycarp, join your students, please. So we can have, okay. Make sure you stand somewhere you can be seen. Thank you very much, women. Yes, the women. Please come. You're taking a good one. Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can now take our seat. Thank you very much. We are about to
Now we can take our seats. We still have a very few minutes and then we are done.
And the next person should be ready is Mercy, because she is the one going to lead us to cut the cake.
Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's Mary. Sorry. Sorry for that.
It's a very beautiful cake. Huh? Are you able to see it from behind? Ni keki nzuri sana. And I'll be calling upon our CEO, please. You and Madam Caroline, please. Mary is going to show us how to cut the cake. Anasema hii si ugali. Ndio. Ama ni ugali? Watatuonjesha. Mary, tell us.
Wamama mpo? Wamama mpo? Tupo. Hebu nisikie zile kemi. Wow, very good. Of this day, that this is the day that the Lord has made for this marriage. Who is agreeing with me that this is a marriage? Eh? All of us. All of us. This is a marriage between Wef-Ilo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana.
Amen.
Me, I will speak of Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana so many times because that is what I know most. And I want to say that this is the doings of the Lord. This far, Wef-Ilo, I know the Lord has taken us. So I want to join together with the Wef and the Ilo to come and cut this cake because we are doing it jointly because this is an agreement, this is a covenant we are making. Is it? Wef and Ilo, we are making a covenant. So I want you to join me. We cut the cake. Where is the song? our director to give to the ILO, and then the ILO will give the Wef. And we should be giving glory to God, because this is just a start of a thing, and we are praying that it is going to grow.
minutes, we've got some gifts that we want to present, and then we have the vote of thanks, and we shall be done. So, where are the gifts? Zawadi zimetoroka. And the cake is going to be distributed by this gentleman here around the tables. So every one of us will feel there are the gifts coming. Hey. And I want to welcome our chief guests to come and receive this gift. Please. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Whew, it's been an exciting moment. I want to request Julius Cheche to come and give us a vote of thanks. Please. And I hope keki imefika huko. Okay, karibu sana. Thank you.
Good afternoon. All protocols observed. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Women Enterprise Fund, I wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has graced us with their presence today. Firstly, we want to thank our peers and the nominated Mr. Moses for honoring our invitation and your presence. To our chairperson, Dr. Jan Langat, to our CEO, Madam Rachel Msioki, to our director, Yvonne, and the representatives of ILO, Lanin Nadia, on your support and guidance have been inevitable in making this partnership ceremony a success. We also extend our sincere appreciation to Mr. Polycarp and the SIYB team for their dedication in training and empowering our candidates. To our credit manager, Mr. Raphael Kimolo, our senior M&E officer, Collins Wafula, and all the web staff, thank you for the commitment and ensuring that the smooth running of this event. To the graduates, congratulations on your achievement, on your hard work and dedication, exemplify the spirit of entrepreneurship and empowerment. Finally, to our partners, facilitators, guests who joined us today, we value your continued contribution and support in uplifting women entrepreneurs across the Republic. Thank you once again, and may we continue to work together for sustainability, growth, and empowerment of our society. God bless you all.
Thank you, Julius. With that, we have come to the end of this ceremony. And from here, we are going to break for lunch as we network and get to know each other. And I think with that, we've come to the end of this graduation ceremony and the partnership event. We are going to break for lunch as we get some entertainment here as we network. So with that, thank you very much, everyone, for gracing this occasion. And until next time, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.